So now that we're close to the 1 year anniversary of the first FNAF movie, I decided to make a little unscripted commentary about what I think of the movie, the things the movie did right, things the movie did wrong, what the second movie should do, or at least try to include or try to change. So let's get started. I'm gonna start with the good first, since there's technically more bad than good that they've done. But the good shit that they did, the animatronics look like they were ripped out straight out of the game. Mainly Bonnie and Chica, because Freddy and Foxy have some very noticeable changes, such as Freddy's ears being a little bigger, Foxy being even skinnier somehow, and yeah. I didn't really have a problem with the red eyes at all. I thought they were okay. Plus, they were not present in the entire movie, so that's pretty good. The other good thing that they did was the Spring Bonnie costume. I liked how one half of the costume was completely intact, and then the other half was torn apart, like if it was the transformation of Springtrap. Another thing I'll say is that the guy who played William Afton, Matthew Lillard, I think he did a great job playing the part. He's easily my favorite part of the entire movie. What else can I say that is good about the movie? The intro sequence with the 8-bit mini games referencing the mini games from FNAF 2 onwards. Thought that was a good inclusion. Plus, the music that plays in the intro sequence is just so fucking good, man. It's just amazing. That aside, I'm gonna talk about the bad stuff now. Something that I did not really understand was the PG-13 rating. I get that they want to be accessible to younger audiences to have and get like a broader audience. I understand that, but FNAF, at least the first 3 games, are 5 kids that get killed and possess the costumes of the animatronics or the actual animatronics. I don't even fucking know anymore. But yeah, like, and they didn't decide to do a PG-13 rating for some reason, which I didn't really understand at the time. But looking back at it now that I've watched the movie so much, and considering how young the FNAF fan base is, I assume they were going for a more kid-friendly approach to get a broader audience. Something that I also didn't like is how it's called Five Nights at Freddy's, and Freddy is basically just an NPC in the movie. Like, the only cool thing he does is split that one character in half. I forgot her name already. Matt. Yeah, her. After that, he does nothing. He's just like standing there doing nothing. The characters who steal the show are the fucking Cupcake for some reason, and Foxy. Like, those two are the main threats of the movie. And Afton, I guess, in the finale. Also, speaking of that, the character that triggered the spring locks of the Spring Bonnie costume of all of them was the Cupcake? Really? I mean, it's cool, I guess, since the Cupcake is so small and it has the bite force of a fucking pit bull apparently. But yeah, that's cool, but at the same time, it doesn't make any sense. Also, that doesn't make sense in that same sequence of events. The "I always come back" line. Now, I love that it's in the movie, but it makes no sense as to why it would be in the movie, because William Afton says that after he becomes Springtrap and after he gets lured to the fake pizzeria in Pizzeria Simulator. So I don't understand why he would say it here. Then again, looking back at it, I keep saying looking back at it, but it's just true. The movie is basically just glorified references. Because you got shit like the Matt Pat cameo, the Korea's Kenshin cameo, the Balloon Boy jump scares, the I guess the dog character, the host Sparky the dog. Okay then, and the dog character from one of the book's covers is one of the Springlock suits too. Which, okay, cool references, but not really. They don't really contribute to anything in the movie. Something that is also a main problem in the movie is that if you don't follow the games, you have no idea what the fuck the movie is about. Because, for example, I'm gonna bring up the Sonic movies, like the Sonic trilogy. Technically 2 movies, but the third one is coming out in December, so yeah. You don't need to watch or play the Sonic games to enjoy the Sonic movies. They crafted their own little story that works as a movie, right? So FNAF tried to do that, but I don't think it did a very good job at it. Yeah, sure. I guess they tried new shit, like you're not Michael Afton for once. The main character is Mike Schmidt, the supposed FNAF 1 guard, and he has a sister now named Abby, which cool, I guess. But I'm not really that. I don't really mind the characters. I think they're cool. What I don't understand is Vanessa being Afton's daughter. Is she supposed to be the Elizabeth Afton in this universe? Does she turn into baby in this universe? I have no idea. They also don't give a clear motivation as to why Afton kills the kids. I know that's a big mystery ever since FNAF 1 up to FNAF like 6, I guess, or 3 if you think about it. Which I guess, but even then they don't communicate the story well enough to make it clear. Like, and they don't explain what happened. Like, they're only like, oh yeah, these kids disappeared. You know that? That's pretty cool, right? And they just don't bring it up again, except on the final act when Vanessa's like, well, Mr. Afton here was a very bad man. He put the kids' bodies in the animatronic suits, and the police searched and they couldn't find them. That's great exposition, but why the fuck did Afton want to kill the kids? You could have at least gave like a hint or something. I love this movie, but there's so many flaws that I can't not see the flaws. Alright. Something I want them to do for the second movie, like I want them to do many things for the second movie. I have no hope in them actually doing it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Make a more cohesive story. Make the story more accessible to fans and newcomers alike. Don't make it just a fan service movie like the first one, because the first one, cool, it had MatPat, it had Chorus Kenshin. I like those people. They are part of my childhood, but they're not necessary for the movie. They're just Easter eggs, right? Also, something I want them to do in the second movie is to make the animatronics more aggressive. I did like something that I forgot to mention, but I did like 2 things I liked from the first FNAF movie is that they actually showed the spring lock scene, which I thought they weren't gonna show since the movie was PG-13, and the games and books depict a spring lock failure as you bleeding out completely and then collapsing to the ground, dying in your own puddle of blood. So the spring lock scene in the movie was underwhelming, but I'm still impressed that they actually managed to include it without it being completely left out. Something I also liked, but I didn't like that they touched they touched it so much upon, was that these characters are just kids, right? The animatronics are just kids. I get it. Yeah, that fort scene was pretty cute. Them building the fort with Mike, Abby, and Vanessa. That was cool. But I want to see them kill. I want to see them do shit. I don't want to see them just standing around like NPCs. Something I also want them to do is to cut some slack with the fucking references. Like, okay, like I said earlier, it's cool that the first FNAF movie has references. It's fine. It was... People were waiting for it for a long time, me included, and I was happy with the end result. It has flaws, but I was happy with the end result. And now... if they actually because people keep saying that they listen to the criticism of the first movie and they're going to supposedly improve upon it, unquote. You maybe might want to cut some slack in the references and focus more on building actual story and building the characters too. I don't know, man. Just do something more cohesive, more understandable for newcomers and fans alike. Because even some of the hardcore fans didn't like the first movie. So that was kind of me ranting a little bit. I have really nothing else to say about the movie. I think I expressed all of my thoughts about it, and that's about it. See ya.